Hello, my name's Kate Griffiths from Whole Self Leadership, and I'm coming on today because I felt I wanted to share some stuff with you that might help you at this time, because it's been a kind of odd energy really, and really I found it really intense with the recent full moon that we experienced, the Scorpio full moon. Brought up lots of stuff, and maybe that's the same for you. And what was funny was, as I reflected on it, I realised that this week, as I'm doing a coral journey with a group of clients, we're going to be looking at this coral bottle. So take a look at it. What comes up for you? Do you like it? What words or memories do you associate with it? I share it with you because it's called acceptance. And a number of times, the same theme has been coming up in my conversations with clients, which is, how much do you fully accept yourself? And so I thought it might be useful to explore acceptance. It seems easy and obvious, and yet it is far from that. So when I tuned in, I felt compelled to share the second bottle because it's the energy that I've been seeing in a lot of client conversations recently. So how does that make you feel? It's almost like a cherry red. And that isn't pink on top, that's a coral, but it looks different against the red. Do you like it? What do you associate with it? Remember not to censor anything because it's probably your subconscious talking. So what is a red coral conversation? Well, first of all, it's probably worth mentioning that that bottle represents the root chakra, and the issues we deal with in the root chakra are around survival fears. Have I got enough? Is there enough? I'm all on my own. Nobody's here to help me. So I've got to fend for myself. It's a competitive, tough world out there. And all those sorts of beliefs which actually drive acquisitive behaviour. And it's interesting because a lot of people who recently have been talking about what's going on in India, which is awful. And when you look at it, it's like, you know, it's not that the Prime Minister is a bad man. He has been doing his best for his country. You know, India's in the space race, but it's all been about how we look economically, so the outward appearance, and what has been sacrificed, or that's been done at the cost of the people and looking after them. And now we're seeing 300,000 people a day affected by COVID in desperate situations, and we can help by taking a moment to remember them in our prayers or meditations, whatever you do. Because we are all connected, we are all one. So if a part of the human race is suffering, then that affects all of us in some ways. So what we see with that second bottle is that need for more, for acquiring, comes from a lack of self-worth, low self-esteem, and that's also what can affect our ability to completely accept ourselves. And I guess another aspect I want to touch on is that with this full moon, what sits opposite Scorpio is Uranus, and Uranus is expect the unexpected, and I sure as anything, as eggs are eggs, have really had that couple of real being knocked sideways over the last week, and actually not wanting to show up because it was quite painful in some ways. And yet this is just the time when you need to show up, because not everything is perfect all of the time. And in my need to make sense of it, maybe I panicked a bit, which is a bit what this third bottle is about. Unpanic. We've got this. We are divine. You know, it's that old adage, let go and let God. And I was reminded of something that Matt Kahn was saying the other day, we get in our own way because something happens. We go, well, no, we don't want it. Not like this. Not like this. And can we flip that and say, just like this? And trust that all will be well, even though it wasn't what our egos told us we wanted or needed. Because if we don't accept it, then we get into that needy, codependent coral space, asking people for favours and not standing in your sovereign divine power. You are divine, I am divine, we are the divine. And what we're asked to do is to trust the flow, even if it's not what we're expecting on the outside. And that's really what this bottle here represents. How does it make you feel? This is the creativity bottle. I think it is beautiful. You might like it, you might not. But again, what words or associations come up with it? But the more we trust, the more we allow our creativity to bubble up out of us. As long as it comes from the divine, as long as we've connected in, is this what I'm meant to be doing? Check in. You know, is that what your higher self wants for you? Or is it your ego, your mind, the fear and the pain talking? That's the choice we have in every moment. And the last thing I want to share with you is a spritzer that can really help at this time. Let me show it to you. How does that make you feel? It's a sort of olive green. It's called wood, and it represents the energy of spring, which we're in the Northern Hemisphere at the moment. And it's the thing about new beginnings, new stuff coming into being, and it can be really exciting as things build and grow, and it requires sometimes a degree of flexibility as well, you know. So moving from not like this to just like this. But also it's suggesting that if you have been finding it quite an intense time, it's worth having a detox. That's what the wood element is all about. So it'd be a good time to maybe do a detox diet, cleanse your system of whatever toxins are in it. Actually at this, you know, just after the full moon. And if you've enjoyed what I've shared today, if it's really starting to resonate, then do consider joining Conscious Conversations. It's a community that I'm setting up where I'll be offering lots of different things, and specifically, initially, we meet in a circle as a group once a month to have a conversation, to remember who we are really. And we all need those touch points, however spiritually awake we are, whatever we're doing in our lives. Because that's what Coral teaches us, which is that the more we take time to nurture ourselves, the more we will grow into who we are becoming. So I invite you to take a look. The link's in the bio, and it would be lovely to see you there. And whatever you're up to, wherever you are, I wish you a wonder-filled week. Bye for now.